Hello and welcome to episode 4. In this episode we're going to be putting in the reflection in the water. It's a really simple tutorial, quite straightforward. It's very effective. We're also going to be using the liquefy tool. So it's a new tool to this project, but it's really effective in distorting the lines in relation to the ripples that are in the water. You can practice with it and use it as much as or as little as you like. This river itself, it's quite ripply, so we're going to be using it quite a lot in this project. But using the techniques I'm going to show you, you can apply a reflection really easily in other bodies of water. So if you haven't already, it's a good idea to group up your layers. So anything associated with the mountains, put in the mountains folder. Likewise for the outpost and the outpost buildings. If I was to turn those off, you can see that everything associated with those is maintained in those folders. Because what we need to do is we need to group the top two together. By pressing shift and just pressing, I've just highlighted those two top folders, and what I want to do is make a copy of those. So I drag that down to there and I've just created a copy of those two. What I want to do now is merge those two together. As you can see, if I use the move tool now, I've got a duplicate of all the layers associated with the outpost building and the little extension into its own layer. And then Command T or Control T, depending on if it's a Mac or a PC, to put the control points on, and then where it says H, height, under there, just put a minus, and that just flips it, and then we can just move it now to a position in the water. It might be a good idea just to put some guides on, just so you've got a little bit of a help really where to line this up, because we want it to be dead flush with the building above. Now it's sitting on some sort of like a grass verge, so we've got kind of a clue like a grass verge in the water, so we'll just sit it on top of there. Alright, that's quite good. So we'll do view clear guides. Now we want to add a mask, because we want to get rid of some of this, because it wouldn't just show like that. So using the gradient tool on a mask, just drag up from the bottom, and that just gets rid of that's not too bad. You want a nice gradual, just keep doing it until you're happy. That's not too bad, I'm quite happy with that. And then on the actual layer itself, just change it to soft light, and then have another look. If you need to go back to the mask again, I just want to reveal a little bit more of it, because that took a bit away. I've still got 100% opacity, but feel free to turn it down if you feel it looks better. So that's not too bad. Quite happy with that. So we've just got it sort of stronger at the top, just disappearing away, and the colours faded a little bit, which we'd expect with a reflection. So now, having done that, we're going to add the liquefy effect. So just making sure you've got that layer selected, just go to Filter, Liquefy, and this will bring up your reflection in the water as it is, without the gradient. And we need this tool selected at the top, and this allows us to push pixels. And by that, what I mean is, if you do just drag it across, you can see how it's just pushed those pixels, but we'll do it a little bit more accurately. But it's a really good effect for when we're doing reflection work. So down at the bottom here, if you haven't already got it checked, so you click Show Background, and you want Background Layer and Mode Blend, and then just bring this up to about 50% or a little bit more, because you want to just see the ripples coming through the picture. And then again, using this tool, we can make the brush smaller or larger depending on the size of the ripples. So the ripples here are quite small, so I'm going to make my brush small and just simply drag across. Probably made my brush a little bit too small. And just drag across the window. Just making little And go the other way, don't just do it one way, go the other way as well. And just do it in line with those ripples at the sort of base of the tower. And then as you come further away, like we've got these, we've got the cross beams on this little house here, on the extension bit. So what I want to do is just, probably with a smaller brush, just, not too much, but just make them a little bit wavy. Because we know they're in the water and we know that they wouldn't be dead straight. There would be some kind of distortion. So I've just made them a little bit wavy. We've got bigger waves here. I say waves, ripples. Just move the tower in sort of relation to those ripples. But remember, most of this is going to be faded out anyway due to the gradient. We just want to get these little windows, you see, you just want to make sure they're just not so straight edged, so it looks like the water's manipulating them a little bit. Doesn't have to be too accurate, it's just enough just to give the impression. So once you're happy, press OK. And again, look, if we just zoom in, we can just see that the water's had some sort of effect on these straight edges, and that's what we're after. It doesn't have to be completely accurate, like I said, because we're going to be looking at this from a distance, you know. It's going to be, you know, sort of that view. And as long as the eye just sees something, it knows it's in keeping with the picture. So there we have it. We have the reflection. It's that easy, that simple. Just follow the steps and you'll achieve really realistic results. So thank you, and that's episode 4 complete, done. So join me in episode 5 where we'll be putting a castle up on the hill there. A really exciting episode. So see you in the next episode.